Okay, so remember I told you guys that I would work 9 through 16 with you in a practice video. So 9 through 16. Actually, I feel like I said that first I would do these. Let's go to 6 through 10. 6 through 10 on page 265. So, here on page 265, you have your packet, a calculator, and a pencil. I'm going to move over to just some paper. We are on 265. 6 through 10. Number 6 says Kayla bought a dress for $38. She paid $3.23 in sales tax. The sales tax rate in her state is 8.5. So remember, we're looking for base, part, and rate. The rate will have the percentage. The part is the small number. The base is the big number. So number 6, base, part, rate. So the rate is usually the easiest because it's got the percentage. So the rate for number 6 is 8.5%. So take a second to try to fill in the base and the part, and then I'll give you the answer. Okay, so the base was at $38, was the bigger value, and the sales tax was just part of what she paid, was that $3.23. Number 7, same thing, base, part, rate. It says Misako's employer withholds 15% of her salary each paycheck for taxes. Misako earns $900 each week, and her tax withholding is $135. So remember, rate, easiest part, has the percentage, so it's 15%. Now you try to fill in the base and the part. So the part is $135. That's part of her weekly pay. And the base is $900. So number 8 says Harrison got a 10% raise. Before the raise, his hourly wage was $10.70. Now he earns an additional $1.07 per hour. So you fill in all three. I'll give you about 10-15 seconds, and then we'll write it out. Check your work. Okay, so the base is the big value, which is the $10.70. The rate is the small value, which is the $1.07. And the rate, once again, has the percentage, 10%. So number 9. Oh, and I got my letters confused here. It says part, and this is rate. So I wrote it wrong over here. Part, and this is rate. Okay. Number 9, Kim Industries has 800 employees. Of those, 200 workers, or 25%, work part-time. So go ahead and fill it in. Base is the big number. Rate is the smaller number. Part is a smaller number, and rate has a percentage. Okay, you go. So the percentage was 25%. The total number of employees, the base, the big part, the whole, was 800 workers, and the part is 200, the smaller value. So now we're at number 10, base, part, rate. In an election, 5,000 of the 12,500 registered voters actually voted. Only 40% of the registered voters actually voted. Oof, it's not such a good number there. So fill it in, base being the big number, part being the smaller, and 40%, well, is the rate. Oh, and I just gave you that answer. Sorry. So go ahead and do base and rate. So the base is 12,500. That's the entire total amount of registered voters. And the part that voted, sadly, was 5,000%. Hopefully in November we get more people voting. Okay, next part is over here. feel like it was, yes, 3.1. We're on page 267. We're going to do 9 through 16. So get on page 267, 9 through 16. Next page here. Let me get on my paper to the side. Remember, you can use your calculator on these. So number 9 says 240 is what percent of 120? So because you're finding the percent of, you're going to do this as division. So go ahead and 240 divided by 120. And then you get 2.0. And then you have to take that into two places to make that 2.0 percentage, so it's 200%. It's a big number. It's a lot of percentages there. Okay, number 10. What percent is 3 out of 60? So a lot of times I like to think about it like, once again, like a fraction. 3 total, or 3 is the part and 60 is the total. So go ahead and put that in your N over D, hit your side to side, and then you're going to get a decimal or a fraction, or well, you'll end up with a decimal. Your decimal is 0.05. Now remember, to take this decimal, to make it into a percent, you move it over your decimal 2 places to the right, so you end up with 5%. Number 11, $52 is what percent out of 650? So we have 52 out of total 650. Once again, 52 divided by 650. That's going to get you 0.08. And we want the percentage, so we're going to move our decimal spot over 2, or place over 2 spots to end up with 8%. Okay, 12. Find 8.5% of $46. So you have a couple of ways you can do that. Mixed. You could do 8.5% in your calculator, or I would do 8.5 and then hit second, and then hit this parenthesis button, and then do multiply, and then do 46, and that should get your answer. And this is a really, really ugly, but this is the open parentheses, because over open parentheses, you remember there's that percent. So go ahead and do that. And you should end up with $3.91. Okay, so number 13. 65 cents is what percent out of $10? So we have 0.65. That's the part, and the whole was that $10. So do 0.65 divided by 10, and you should get 0.65. Let me rewrite this a little bigger. 0.065. Now remember, only going to move this decimal spot, place over 2 to the right. So we have 6.5%. Okay, 14. Find 28% of 1,300. So this, remember, of equals multiply here. So we have 28% of 1,300. So there's two ways to do this 28%. You can either make it 0.28, or you can do your 28, hit your second, and then hit open parentheses with that little parentheses or percentage over, and then multiply 1300, or you just do 0.28 times 1300. And they're both going to get the same answer, which is 364. Okie dokie. 15 says what percent is 2.5 out of 4? So we have 2.5 over 4. So plug 2.5 divided by 4, and you're going to get 0.625. Once again, moving this decimal place over 2 times, just 2 times. So we're going to get 62.5%. And 16 says find 66 2/3% of 108. So in your calculator, this is what I would do. I would use the second N over D, and you're going to be able to input this mixed number of 66 2/3, and then hit your side button. Second, this parentheses with the percent over it, and then times and 108. Okay. And then, I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up to you. Should get something about, my calculator is going to be a little different, but mine says 71.28. I don't have your calculator, but somewhere around 71, 72%. Okie dokie, thank you.